Alrighty, let's do this. So I'm going to go new game, and we're not using a memory card, so there's no saving in this. Just want to quickly mention what this category is. We're doing Manipless for this ROM hack of Digimon World. I consider it kind of like Digimon World Plus. Effectively, it's kind of like quality of life improvements, new features, and new secrets. So I'll use some of those secrets in this speedrun. And as we go, I will explain basically what the category entails in terms of unrestricted. But we'll get into it first off, and I'll just call my Digimon PAX 2025. Okay, so the timing for this run starts when I initiate the first text box in File City. So I'll call that when it's ready.
I was going to say, just go ahead and give me the mark when you're ready.
Yep, no problem. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so Digimon World Vice, as I said, is like effectively Digimon World Plus. There's like, it's like just new features, new quality of life improvements, stuff like that. First thing that you may notice is that the starting Digimon I'm using here, if you've played this game before, is not usually possible to get. This ROM hack adds all the rookies as starting Digimon that you can pick. I also am running this Unrestricted, which basically means I can use any patch the installer for the ROM hack has available, which one of them is called Easy Start, which gives me all those items to start off with. So we use that and make that like just makes it so much easier to get started in this run. Now, another patch I'm using here is Ultra Lucky Bonus Try. So the bonus mini game in this where you do a slot machine is actually guaranteed at a 30% chance. So if you hit that lucky spin, you'll actually get it guaranteed. So I hit the 30%, so I got the 3 golden poops in a row. So now I have over 1,000 MP, which I need for the evolution that I'm going for here, which is Seadramon. So I'm going to now train the speed training for a whole day and a half. So the training for this start goes for about 6 minutes. Once I get my Digimon fully power leveled, we're basically going to the races with the run. So yeah, so if you've got anything to talk about during this moment, this is probably the best time, and then everything else is going to be like pretty full on.
Sounds good. We have a $50 donation from Terrapin saying GG's on the starter run, supporting a great cause. I do agree. Have a $4 donation from Ghost Kuma saying Suezo is my favorite Bakugan. Brick-a-leg Raikou, love me some Digimon runs. Also, hi Ghoul, good news, there's no Clefairy with time, with a smiley face. Some deep lore there. I have a storied history with Clefairy and ruining speedruns when I'm watching, so can't have that happen this time, thankfully.
Please don't ruin my speedrun.
I will do my best. Lastly, we have a $5,000 donation from a Bear with a Shotgun. I believe that is our donation match. It's incredible. Thank you so much. Over $10,000 raised already for Game On Cancer, which is a charity that funds early career cancer researchers. They're studying all types of cancer and trying to prevent it and trying to make this the last generation to die from cancer. It's an incredible cause. All your donations are going to such a good cause. Cannot thank them enough, and cannot thank all of you enough for all these wonderful donations. So, Raikou, keep it up. Let's see some more Digimoning.
Excellent. So I do want to also mention one of the items I got at the very beginning of this run, and I used immediately, was called a Digipine. Pretty much what it does is it amplifies the amount of training stats I get by 1.5 times. So when I hit the triple golden poops in a row, I get 140 offense instead of just 80. And you can pretty much power level your Digimon to maximum by doing this. So I'm going to be trying to hit that here. So from this point, for the last day of training before evolution, so I got unlucky there. I didn't even hit the other icons. So that's like a 60% roll, I think, to get any of them. So that, yeah, I hit the 60% chance there. So effectively, I want to get about like 3 golden poops in this to get enough to actually have enough offense to maintain the run. Yep, so that's good. Also, the way some of the patches that are in this make the game super easy to play. I would say if you're looking to play this game casually these days, this is the way to do it. It's just so much better. Like, there's so many options that can tailor the game to however you want to play it. And the quality of life improvements are just super nice. So there'll be a bunch more I'll be going over as we get through this. This is the last day of training, and then there's like an additional like half a day that I got to do after I evolve. So when we get there, so that's good. So 650 is all right. I think if that hits, no, that's okay. So sometimes if your Digimon's tired, like you get like the sweat bubble above his head, he will only get 1 stat point per training. That's even if you hit the bonus try. So I got unluckier with his tiredness meter, which is random. So yeah, he's just tired and doesn't gain any stats. So 1 more training session after this sleep, and he will evolve into Seadramon. Okay, so the technique that I have in this run for battling is Ice Needle. In the original Digimon world, that technique is about a power of a 140, which some of the highest, I think the highest technique in this game is like somewhere in the realm of like 600 or 700 power. So it's pretty low power. But in this ROM hack with a feature called Boosted Techniques, certain Digimon get more powerful techniques. Like they have like a special ability that is really good for them. So in this case, Ice Needle is the really good technique for Seadramon, and it does 500 power. So it is really powerful. Now, the really good thing about that is that Bakemon, as your starting Digimon, has Ice Needle unlocked to begin with. So you evolve into Seadramon with Bakemon, and you get Ice Needle to begin with. So you don't have to worry about doing anything regarding that. So that's really cool. So now I'm going to feed 2 red berries to clear Seadramon's tiredness so that he doesn't get his stats dropped. Because if you have an unhappy Digimon and a tired Digimon, you can actually lose stats, which is quite unfortunate when that happens. So I also gave him a porta potty so he doesn't need to go to the toilet anymore. And now we're going to equip Ice Needle, and we're effectively now going to get started with the run properly. So we're going to fight our first Digimon for the run. So if you haven't played Digimon World before, the idea for the run is to recruit 50 prosperity points to the town to unlock the final dungeon and then stop the guy who's scaring away all the Digimon from the island. So yep, got the first try hit, that's good. And that's our first fight done. So I'm trying to go over everything for this run. There's a lot to talk about because like there's so many changes to the main game that make this way more streamlined, and trying to cover all of it while going through each individual section is quite tough, but I'll do my best. So next up, we're going to go fight Palmon. Palmon opens up the meat farm more so you can get giant meat instead of just regular meat from like the meat farm. We don't worry about that at all. We don't need that. But like the recruitment is 1 prosperity point towards the town, which again, as I said, we need 50. So there's a route of which Digimon I'm recruiting that get the most prosperity points. The prosperity point value is determined by the Digimon's level or whether it's a filth Digimon or not. So like Sukamon, Numamon, or 1 point even though they're champions. And yeah, so like we're trying to get the most out of the recruitment. Some recruitments will give will sometimes give 3 prosperity points being an ultimate, so you kind of want that. Oh. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, cool, that's done. So now we're going to fight Kunamon, which has a requirement of providing a piece of meat to him. He won't fight you unless you give him food. So eventually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the meat, which another quality of life improvement to this ROM hack is that you can drop items in battle. And because battles are always like set in their own time frame and everything, you literally don't lose time by dropping items here. So this is really convenient. So I'm going to drop this, move this up, just because we want those autopilots in a convenient spots. Cool, there we go. So we're currently at 3 prosperity points with 3 rookie fights that we've done. So we're on our way for sure. From here, we're going to go recruit Shellmon. I didn't want to collect that, didn't need it. It's just a waste of time, but that's okay. We don't really do any shopping in this run either, because with the Easy Start item patch, the items that you get are effectively good enough to do the whole run with, because of another patch that's running with this, which is boosted stat gain from fights. So when you do a fight in this, depending on what your opponent Digimon is and their stats, and how many opponents you have in your fights, you gain more stats than you normally would in a standard run. So you can actually reach max stats in this run just by fighting things, which is actually like a really cool mechanic, because honestly, when you're fighting things in like any RPG, you would expect to be gaining experience and training. In this, the patch just makes it so you gain so much. So even though I didn't reach over 900 offense from training in the gym, I'm going to get that 999 max stats just from playing the game. So it's really good. So I'm going to now recruit Bakemon and also go get Seadramon. Seadramon will open a hospital, which I'll need to then go visit and talk to him in, to then trigger another recruitment of a Unimon who's like injured in the mountains somewhere. You give him like a healing item and it's all good. So just a couple more conversations here. Some of these recruitments are like really simple. They're just like 1 point, like easy conversations. So you want to go for those ones in most cases. And the ones that like are usually like 3 points, most of the time will be like pretty strong fights that you have to do. One of them I'll be doing and be able to show off as well. So that's coming up like after this. So yeah, we're gonna go through this like little mini game here to get Seadramon, which is like a pretty much a maze that has one correct path. And if you do not like take all the turns here, so if you go through here, you take this turn, you take the next turn, and the one coming up as well. If you take all the correct turns, then you're all good with not getting hit, but I got the wrong exit. So it's a random chance whatever the exit is. So you take the damage boost and then you take the exit from there. So that's how you can like make up for it if you get the wrong exit. You just take a little bit of damage. The damage just doesn't matter too much because I'm going to end up healing before Piximon anyway. So that will be all fine. So visiting Ancient Dining Region, we're never going to see this place again. We're just going to leave. Don't need to see anything here. It's just boring Tyrannomon. He eats too much food, so we're just going to leave him. So talk to Ogremon here. Ogremon will trigger the invisible bridge to be available. So you need to pretty much cross this invisible bridge, but you need to know that it exists. Otherwise, your character won't step on it because it's like, oh, I don't want to fall and die. So yeah, you just trigger the bridge by talking to Ogremon and then you know all about it. So I'm going to take this vending machine here that's coming up, and this will heal my Digimon to full. I'm also going to grab these because I need these as bait for fishing, because we love fishing.
Can't have an RPG without fishing, of course.
That's it, exactly. So this is like probably one of the more tricky fights of the run, because you're fighting it at a point where you don't have a lot of health, and Piximon also has a lot of status effects. Status effects are quite dangerous in this run because like at this current point I don't have any variants to clear them. So if I get flattened here, nope, okay, we're good. I'm just going to heal for the sake of it. Speaking of status effect, there's actually something I haven't mentioned, that it is a new feature of this ROM hack. There are new status effects in this ROM hack. There's freeze, burn, and shock. Freeze is actually really, really good because it slows down the enemy Digimon's movement, but also provides a buff to your attacks. You do 25% more damage on your attacks, which means I can save a few cycles on fights if I manage to get the freeze. With Ice Needle, the freeze chance is 40%. So if I get that, that's awesome. Also, that Piximon fight was really, really good. No status, no, like, not much in terms of, like, slow attacks. It was genuinely really good. So we're currently on good pace with that. That's usually a point where I can lose a lot of time straight away if Piximon does not play nice. One of the bad things about Ice Needle is its accuracy. So accuracy is like the value that determines whether a Digimon will block you. And it gets blocked quite a lot in this run if you're really unlucky. So I'm just going to recruit Bakemon. For those who don't know, Bakemon is the usual Digimon we use in the speedrun for the vanilla game. So he's just one of the recruitments as well. You just say, he just speaks in a different language and you're just like, yes, yes, no. And he's like, okay, I'm going to the town. So now, and he also just warps away out of nothingness. So that's also really cool. So as I said about the invisible bridge, I'm about to cross that now. I just, again, talk to Ogremon. Now I know about the invisible bridge and I can cross it. So I am also sort of on like a time limit with this run, not just in terms of the speed run, but also my in-game time. There are time-based events that I need to reach before certain times. The way I've routed this now lately, like as of the last week, it's pretty safe. So that should be fine.
So we need to get 50 recruitment points. About how many are we at now?
I think we're at, I want to say maybe 11, something like that. Because Piximon, like being a ultimate Digimon, is 3 points, so that fight was really important to do. In this run, you do all 3 of the random chance mons, which actually, that's another part of another Vice improvement, is those are not random to spawn, they're just always there. They're normally random in the vanilla game with a 3% chance, which is ridiculous, and they're like necessary to get 100 prosperity and complete the game properly. So you're basically just going in and out of that screen if you don't know how to do RNG manipulation. So it's, yeah, I'm not a fan of the mechanic very much, but like that's fixed in this romhack, which is another point in favor of playing this over the vanilla game. So that's, didn't like the fact that he had to circle around for the fight, but that's not too bad. Also no freeze so far. Yep, no freeze, okay. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll take that.
Does freeze apply the bonus damage on the hit it does, or is it only the hit the subsequent hits?
So it's up to 25% bonus damage. It's like random, they have the damage roll you get. But yeah, like it's I don't think it affects the first hit that freezes. I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Okay.
At least from my experience. It's a very new like addition to Vice. Like it literally came out like 2 weeks ago, I think. So it's very new. So now we've triggered the Ogremon 1 fight. I'm not going to go do that yet, though. I need to go to the shop. Oh, wait, no, not yet. I got to go recruit Shellmon first. I forgot about that. So go recruit Shellmon, then autopilot back from there, then go shop, then talk to Seadramon and progress from there. So again, this is like pretty new routing. Like I've only just done it, like come up with it this week, so I'm still a bit rusty on, or still quite new to doing everything in this order. Because normally we do Shellmon's second visit like straight away after getting it, so you have access to the shop. But because you don't use the shop more than once, it was not necessary to do it this early. You only need it for like to buy the various, and I didn't need them before Piximon anyway, so we're currently sitting pretty fine with that. So now we visit the shop again. Another patch that's actually quite important to mention is the patch that makes the music no longer loop, which is awesome. Also, I have a full inventory. Interesting. I'll just sell that, it's fine. This loses time, but it's not losing in-game time, and that's more important than anything else. So we go down here and we talk to Seadramon in the hospital, and then we autopilot out of here to then go fight Ogremon 1. So I have like really high discipline due to using the red berries that I used at like during the training session, and that gives me a pretty high chance for Seadramon to just take the autopilot and not reject it, because sometimes your Digimon can just turn down items you're trying to feed it, in which case you will then scold it and it will gain more discipline and like basically learn its lesson effectively, and then you just try it again. But it loses like 11 seconds if you have to retry, so you definitely don't want that to happen in most cases. I have had discipline this high have fails before. In fact, it happened in one of my runs, like I think it happened in my PB like once or twice. So yeah, it's not great when it happens. So this is our first multiple Digimon fight. We fight 3 different Digimon in this. Most Digimon World runs, you'd be using something that has a AoE to it, so you have a chance to hit 2 enemies. But because this run is the way it is, you pretty much only do 1 at a time. And it's still pretty fast because Ice Needle is just genuinely a fast technique. You just do like a little spit and it's like, there you go. It's doing like 1600 damage. The damage values are kind of crazy for this fight. So he's done, and then, yeah, he just stands there and just takes it. He did not care.
So in the multi-fights, do you choose which one you're hitting at any given time, or does the Digimon decide which one it's attacking?
When you have a certain amount of brain stat, you'll have access to that. It's all dependent on how much brain stat your Digimon has. It'll give you more commands that you can use, and then you can have more influence on your fight at higher stats.
Gotcha. Does it really matter what order it attacks in there, or is it pretty normal?
Not really, no. Like, you gotta hit them all anyway. The only thing that would really make a difference is if you killed the Ogremon first and then left Ogremon for last, there's a chance that Ogremon will use Tremor, and Tremor does AoE damage, so he could attack his own teammates. That plays a big role in the 3rd Ogremon fight, where you have Seadramon in the fight. And in that fight, you'll, basically just not have to deal with... Seadramon does AoE with 2 of his techniques, and those can kill both the Devimon and Ogremon in that fight. So I'm going to do a completely intentional skip here. Just stand in this spot and just walk through. So they are actually supposed to be compulsory boss battle. You interact with those and you can't run from the fight, which means it has like a boss battle tag. But if you just position yourself here, you can just go right through them and just enter the next area without having to fight them. That's actually something else with this romhack as well. You have difficulty options for it. You can run a difficulty patch that turns it into true hardcore, and it has more than just difficulty effects. It also makes new fights for some of the recruitments. For example, Bakemon that I recruited by just talking to it becomes Seadramon, and you fight Seadramon instead, which is really, really cool. Just adds like a whole new flavor to the game. If you get like this romhack and you want to play it, you start off with the normal mode just to kind of get your bearings around it. After that, go for playing true hardcore. It's so much fun. I've actually also done runs of true hardcore 100 prosperity as well, which is the 100% category effectively for this game, which is just recruiting every Digimon possible. So second Ogremon fight, and he just flees again. So he like flees 3 times, and then you fight him for the 4th time and he's down. I don't do the 4th fight in this run though. Doing Ogremon 1, 2, and 3 opens up recruitments for 2 other Digimon, so you definitely want those. I need to listen for my PS2 for this point. So that should be fine. So you can't start holding your inputs on this section too early, because if you do, you will actually encounter the Gaburumon trying to do the skip. So you can clip into that little corner, get around him, which makes it so that you don't have to fight him, except you encounter him and then run away now. So I have to go back. I triggered a cutscene with Shellmon, which opens up its recruitment there. Go back, talk to the Gaburumon. Now I run away from the Gaburumon, and it's going to send me back to the elevator, like right in front of it, so I don't have to do the walk. So you just don't have to fight Gaburumon. Otherwise, you'd have to clear the Gaburumon out of the way, then trigger the cutscene and walk back, so it's not very fast at all. Nanimon just chilling over there. You have to find him 5 different times in the areas. He's not supposed to show up there normally, but like in this run, or in the romhack, he shows up early to make it more accessible. Otherwise, you'd have to fight Ogremon 3, I think, before getting him, or recruiting Shellmon. It's one of those 2.
We have time for a couple of quick donations.
Yeah, go for it, absolutely.
We have a $5 donation from Digital Ally that says "Fwa." And I have a $75 donation for Bakemon with no comment. Again, thank you all so much for your generous donations. They really do go towards a fantastic cause.
Thanks, Bakemon. Always helping. Okay, so now we've recruited Shellmon. The story for Shellmon was effectively it was stuck on top of the elevator when I took the elevator up. So I had to go bring the elevator back down and then interact with Shellmon. So that map zone changes depending on whether you've taken the elevator up or down. So once you brought it down, the Shellmon was waiting for its recruitment. Oop, okay. Trying to clip between those two things. So we're heading to the Ogremon 3 fight now. This is probably the most random fight, I'd say, in the run. Because you're fighting 3 opponents. 2 of them are fairly strong and have techniques that can really get in the way. So ideally what I'd want is just to probably freeze Ogremon right away. Because Ogremon takes 2 hits if you get the freeze on him on the first hit, so it makes it a lot better. Okay, cool. So we're going to go, basically they've taken over Walmart's cave, so I'm going to go across to beat them up and give them their cave back. Now, doing Ogremon 1, 2, and 3 opens up 2 other recruitments. This is one of them. By freeing Walmart's cave, giving it back to them, I will then recruit them for 2 points, and also doing Ogremon 2 opened up Shellmon's recruitment for 2 points as well. So those are really, really handy. They're not like the fastest fights, but they are good to get those recruitments. So I think this route once had no Ogremon fights in it, and it was just like, it was unfortunately just not fast enough. The replacement recruitments were far too slow. It's only really just occurred to me how many Seadramon variants are in this run. You got like Warrior Seadramon here. I catch a Seadramon with fishing, so that also happens. I also... No, actually, no, that's it. That's all the Seadramon, but that's more than like any other Digimon in the game. Okay, so far this is not too bad. I mean, I got the, okay, freeze mattered. Effectively like Pokemon crits. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna like use a restore to get my health up so I don't get an injury. And I'm officially like down to 2 healing items, which is not ideal, but it'll do. Okay, so not a bad fight. That was actually, you know, relatively okay.
I do appreciate the battle theme is an absolute bop, by the way.
The music in this game is, like, for the most part, pretty good. And I actually don't even know if I actually ended up talking about this patch, but the music carries between loading screens now. So if you're in an area where you're hitting so many loading screens, like say there's a mansion that you go to recruit Myotismon, every single doorway you take would reset the music in the vanilla game. That's like doesn't happen in this romhack, which is also very, very good.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Yeah, it's like, again, this is just like a way better way to play this game these days. So if you're ever looking to go back and like, if you've played this game in your childhood or anything like that, this is definitely the way to do it. And I had mentioned as well that there were some secrets that were added to this ROM hack. This is one of them. If you enter the curling rink without talking to Penguinmon, you can just walk into the spot and it will warp you to Frigimon. Now, Frigimon's recruitment is normally you need a fire-type Digimon that doesn't do well in the snow, and then you make it sick and then walk in a certain spot in Friesland, and your Digimon will pass out because of the cold weather. And it will drop you to Frigimon, who will find you and heal your Digimon. And then it talks to you about like, oh, you should like do something about your Digimon not being able to handle the cold. So you try to evolve your Digimon to come back with the new Digimon. He's like, yep, okay, what happened to the other Digimon? And you say you evolved, and then he wants to go join the city. Now, because I already have a Digimon that is like resistant to the cold, and I did that secret, I can now just do the first interaction with him, leave, re-enter, talk to him again. He's like, oh, okay, cool, you have a cold resistant Digimon, now you can go. So that's really, really good. That's like a 2-point recruitment. That's very, very, very easy to get in this run. But normally you'd have to go through multiple lifespans of your Digimon to get him and stuff like that. And it makes like the run take a little bit longer. So he's also not a Digimon recruitment you would get in a standard 50 prosperity run. So being able to do that here cuts out a bit of extra fluff for the run. So we're fighting Greymon now. You get to a certain level of prosperity points and then Greymon becomes available to fight. If you have a champion level or higher, he then says like, I want this street sign, and you're like, what street sign? There is none here. I think this is like some sort of translation error from the Japanese version, but like, it just makes no sense, the conversation. And he's like, oh, whatever, let's fight anyway. And it's like, okay, well, here we are. So that was not a bad fight. It was pretty straightforward. Like, got freeze pretty quickly, so that worked out.
Yeah, he got straight body. I don't think he got an attack off.
Yeah, so another patch that they did to the maker of this, who is Bison04, fixed Greymon in this game, because in the original, Greymon moves slowly until he gets weak, like until you bring him down to a low amount of health, and then he starts moving fast. The opposite effect is meant to happen in this game, where if your Digimon's weakened, like brought down to low health, then he starts moving slow because he's injured. So it's quite different. They just messed that up in the coding, and it's just been patched in this, which makes him a bit more harder to fight, because if he's moving really fast, he can just run and straight up kick you, like before you even get an attack off. Got the quick freeze, that's good. This is another one of those Digimon that only spawn at 3% chance, but yeah, of course, because I'm because I'm using the patch for Vice, then it's 100% chance to spawn, so he's always there. And also, in the original version, Metal Mamamon is called Metal Greymon by accident, so that got fixed in this as well. So now he's actually called Metal Mamamon. He can be who he really is. And we're on perfect timing for Factorial Town, so that's good. Just walk through. Now, Ogremon is the next fight coming up. I'm pretty much just doing this like sub-quest for Factorial Town recruitments at the moment. There's like 3 different Digimon that you recruit here, 2 of them being 3 prosperity points each. So while you have to fight Ogremon, which is, he's not exactly an easy Digimon to fight because he has a lot of status effect abilities, the recruitments that you get from it to the 6 prosperity points is 100% worth it. So we fight him and then talk to Seadramon, who's the other 3%, the 3-point recruitment. And then you fight Numamon in the sewers as well, and that's 1 point. So Factorial Town alone gives you 7 prosperity points plus 3 for the 3% chance in Metal Mamamon. So yeah, a whole 10 prosperity points is really good. I also got quick freeze, that's good. That's really good luck. Oh, that's so unfortunate. 43 health. Bad damage rolls. I could have saved a cycle on that fight, but that's all right. All things considered, really clean fight. No status effects. He didn't get a single attack off. Like sometimes he'll just keep doing the 2 abilities he has called Delete Program and Reverse Program. Both those abilities have Flatten Chance, and Flatten is the worst status in the game. Like, it's not good for you as a player to get. It's not good for your Digimon to experience. It's an ability that turns you into a pixel image, kind of like what they look like in the old Digivices, like the Tamagotchis. But it does like an animation that where you cannot hit your opponent, or you cannot be hit while you're warping into the sprite. And then to clear it, you use a Various. That's what clears status effects in this game. If you do that, it still takes time for that warping image to turn back to the regular model. So it's just really slow if you get hit by it.
So the category is Manipless Unrestricted. What does that mean?
So Manipless, you must use a patch that's included in Vice, which basically makes RNG operate the same way RNG would happen in, like, say, a Pokemon game or something like that, where the RNG is rolling constantly. In this game in general, the RNG is static. You can do certain things to advance the RNG, but it is like when you're not doing anything, the RNG is stable, like it doesn't roll. So to run that patch means you just makes RNG manipulation not impossible, but much harder to pull off. So we just made a category with that in mind. As for Unrestricted, because there is so many patch options for Vice that make either the game super, super easy or like just make it completely broken or anything like that, Unrestricted is like the rule set that allows you to use any of those patches any way you want. And then you've got Restricted, which has a set amount of patches that you can use, and some are banned and all that kind of stuff, just to make it so you can run this. If you wanted to ever pick this up as Speedrun, you can run it however you want with the patches, or you can run it with a rule set that makes the game a little more balanced and not completely super easy. Another thing I actually haven't mentioned to this point, which is, I don't know why I haven't said anything about it, but I'm running auto text as well, which is another patch that's included in this. So I don't have to mash through the text, it's just going to progress on its own. There are some moments where you still have to advance the text, but like it's only for like post-fight text boxes and stuff like that. But most of the text in the game is going to auto roll for me. Okay, so I'm going to try avoid the toilet here. No, okay, no, it's fine. So normally what I want to do is, like, when I get to a certain point, I'm going to let Seadramon sleep to activate another secret in this run, which I'll explain a bit more when I get there. But I was hoping that that toilet break would be still active while he needed to sleep, because then he would just do it in his sleep and it would be like no animation, no time loss for it. I'm also getting them like the greatest item in any video game ever, I'd say, a fishing rod. So we're going to collect that, and that's going to be what we use to fish up Seadramon. Now, Seadramon is quite an interesting change in Vice versus the original. To fish Seadramon, it is a 50% chance in this. If you get like a chance, like there's like a heart that appears above its head to signify that it's interested in your bait. So you get a 50% chance of it actually biting from that, whereas in the original it's 20. And it can be very, very dire in the original game. It like makes or breaks runs, because each pass by that Seadramon gives you the 20% chance is 20 seconds of time loss. So I'm heading to the secret warp now. The way it works is Factorial is a recruitment that spawns only at a specific time of the day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the area that Factorial spawns, but it's not the time that he's meant to be there. And then I'm going to let Seadramon sleep, which hopefully I get lucky here with the warp. Yep, cool, got the correct one. So Seadramon's going to sleep here. Factorial's meant to be here when Seadramon wakes up, but still won't be here. So what I will end up doing is I'll go to a certain spot in the loading zone and it will warp me to the secret area. Now this is new to Digimon World Vice. In this secret area, there is a PC over to the right. That PC has an ultimate evolution item for a secret Digimon that is not in the original game. You can get either Machinedramon or Myotismon, which are not playable Digimons normally. They're very, very cool in this game too. Myotismon is broken if you use Megalospark, which is one of like the Thunder techniques. Very, very cool Digimon to have, and is used in the Manipless run. Sorry, not the Manipless run. Sorry, the 100 Prosperity True Hardcore run, because using Megalospark with that is so crazy OP. It has 750 attack power, and if you have max stats, you're just like decimating everything. It's so good. So I'm going to now, another secret with the warp is it warps me to this area, which I normally need to have done Merumon's recruitment to unlock, so you're already on the other side of the rocky wall that's blocking the path. but taking the top right path also completes Vademon's quest. Normally, you're meant to do a sub-quest here that takes you visiting this place 3 different times, but going that secret warp in the top right just completes it, and you just go here and recruit him. So it's really, really good. And now we're going to fight Manipless, which is our last 3% chance encounter, which is 100% in this run. And you just walk up to him and he's like, are we going to battle? And just wants to get straight to the point, so I'm all for it. Even he wants to go fast. Okay, no freeze right away, that's unfortunate. Yeah, okay, that's all good. Okay, so he's going to chase me a bit, which is actually good, because the closer he is to the bottom of the screen, the less time it's going to take for him to walk off screen after the fight is done. I also tried to do something called battle shuffling a little bit, which is where you call a command, open your inventory, close your inventory, and it stops your player from moving back after he's called a command, so you can shuffle forward towards your Digimon, which gives you, like, if you need to do an autopilot or something after a fight, you can be closer to your Digimon, which saves a bit of time. Okay, so we're getting through it. We're up to the Ninjamon fight now, which is another like encounter that's only unlocked when you have Digimon in your secret shop. So because I recruited Numamon is like a attendant of the secret shop. So because I've got Numamon, I can now fight Ninjamon, and Ninjamon's another 2 prosperity points, and actually quite quick fight as well. So after this one, it's Seadramon time. Now, Seadramon is normally only available at a specific time of the day as well. It's the afternoon and the sunset and sunrise. However, in Vice, there's a patch that just makes Seadramon available at all times. So I'm using that at the moment as well, so I don't have to like really route around Seadramon being available. Okay, this could be good. Oh yes, a 2-shot. That's really, really good. Unfortunately, the start of the fight was a bit slow, but the 2-shot was really, really good. So pretty much we have 5 more recruitments. That all the rest are non-fights. Then it's Mount Infinity for 3 fights to finish the run, and that's it. So first thing is going to be Seadramon, which is yeah, as I said, 50-50 chance I get a bite. I have decided I will donate $10 for every miss of Seadramon as well. So we'll see how that goes.
What's your record for Seadramon misses?
In this romhack, it's probably been about 4. So, like, in vanilla, 20. So it's really bad in vanilla. Just going to get into a certain spots. So I'm setting up something here called Fast Catch. I'm trying to get into a position where I can effectively hook Seadramon and pretty much rip him out of the water straight away without having to do the fishing minigame at all. So let's see if I get it. Okay. Yeah, got a first try. Okay. So I'm donating 20 anyway. I'll put 20 in. Like, it's Seadramon trying to rob charity. Can't have that. Can't have that at all. Okay, very good Seadramon. I like that. That's good, though. So the other Seadramon just rides his back. Yeah, his slink goes across. No worries. Not a care in the world. So yeah, as I said, we're down to... So we've got 2 really quick recruitments to do in Beetleland. We just... because we've fought Greymon and we've opened the tournament area, these 2 recruitments in the Beetleland training areas are looking to become stronger and all that, and they want to know what kind of like area to train is. So you mentioned that we got the arena, and he's like, okay, I'll go train in the arena. So then he just joins the city. And there's another one that's like, oh, where do you train? And you say the gym, and they're like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. So these 2 recruitments, they actually go improve the gym to do more stats. Obviously, we don't need that for this run since we got like pretty much near max stats, so it's not a big deal for us. But the recruitment's still like 2 prosperity points each. So Seadramon, Quagamon, and Carpetariamon are 6 prosperity points altogether. So really, really worth getting Seadramon, even though Seadramon can be unlucky. So now we have to visit Factorial Town one more time, talk to Seadramon twice in this location. If you do not talk to Seadramon twice, you do not recruit him. It is a common point that people, when we run this game, some people will forget to speak to him twice. They'll go try and do Mount Infinity, which is unlocked at 50 prosperity points, and can't continue because they did not speak to him twice. Mount Infinity, after this section, it is pretty much like the most technical part of the run in terms of like doing dodges of encounters. The way the enemies are placed around the place makes it quite nerve-wracking if you're on really, really good pace. So I'm going to let this conversation play out. Once the conversation ends, I talk to him again. Otherwise, the recruitment doesn't happen. There we go. So you need that jingle, otherwise you have not got him. So one more recruitment left. Just gonna clip through that to get around that the Ogremon, which is just yellow Numamon. You can hug this wall, and then these encounters don't chase after you. So there's some like really like, how did that get past the design stage for dodges? Like, some of those dodges are there to literally be in the way. You have to fight them. The intention is to battle them to get past, but you can just walk past most of them like that. And as in vanilla gameplay, doing encounters is not really worth it. You don't really get much from them except for maybe money to buy items, but there's far better ways to get money, so not ideal. Okay, so we're on to Mount Infinity now, we're on to the final. There is meant to be one extra fight here. So Seadramon is meant to like collide with you as you exit, but if you just autopilot out of this area, then Seadramon doesn't attack you. You basically skip the trigger that starts the Seadramon fight, so you can just walk away. If you were to beat the game, save your game, load it, and then go to that exact spot, Seadramon will still fight you even though you've beaten the game and you've gotten past the point that you would need to fight him.
It just sets a flag that when you leave that room, he's supposed to fight you until you clear it, he's still there?
Yeah. And also the recruitment happens as well, so you actually do recruit Seadramon by beating the game. So it doesn't actually do anything to fight him, so it's easy to avoid. So as you can see, I'm cutting some corners pretty close here to dodge some of these encounters. There's one dodge in this area that is the hardest dodge in the entire game. So when I get there, which will be after the Devimon fight, that will I'll like point it out. So our first of 3 Mount Infinity fights is Devimon, and he's just hanging up here. Now, apparently, some people in the Digimon World Speedrunning community will say there's like a soft lock here or something. I've never seen it before, so I do not believe it, and I think they're lying.
You're just asking for it to happen here, aren't you?
Okay, look, I've never had it happen to me before. If it does happen here, I will fully accept it, and I'll demonstrate. It would actually just be really funny. Okay, I've got the freeze, but I don't think I'm saving a cycle on the fight, so still not terrific, but like good enough, like definitely good enough. So I think all in all, kind of a decent run. Got 2 more fights left, and only one thing that can really go wrong from this point. Also didn't get the soft lock, so again, doesn't exist, they're lying.
What's the mythical soft lock actually happen there?
Devimon flies off screen and nothing happens. So you don't get out of the conversation at all, you're just stuck there permanently. Okay, cool, got it. Whoop. That was awkward, but we got it. So those are the 2 dodges. You basically just like trigger the Digimon to move, get close enough, and then turn away really fast so that he'll move out of the way and you can just walk past him. And that's pretty much the last like really difficult dodge. The rest of it is just going to be the remaining 2 fights, which can be unlucky. But I mean, currently it's going pretty well, so I'm confident that we'll be fine. There's no way for me to die here. I have maximum HP, so even if I manage to use the 2 restores I have, it's just impossible. I have 2 restores. If I die at all, if there's like that really low chance of dying, I will just use a restore, come back to life, and the run continues and everything's fine. So there's like 0 chance this is like over. So 2 more fights. Metal Greymon first off, and then the Machine Dramon for the final boss. No freeze on the first attack, which is unfortunate. Oh, there we go, second attack, I'll take that. This might still, okay, never mind, he blocked. So I'm not saving a cycle anymore. Oh, actually, still low enough damage roll that I did. What? That is such a low damage roll. Never mind, okay. That was not a great fight, but we'll take it. So a block, low damage roll, and not first try on the freeze. The thing with freezing in this, by the way, as well, is once you apply it to the Digimon, it's on for the entire fight. There is a patch option to make the game harder where the freeze only lasts for 30 seconds. It's an option that you can toggle on or off, so.
Is that normal for all status effects, or is that just because freeze is relatively newly coded?
Well, there's, it works the same way as poison, because it's like a subset of poison. So it does the same sort of thing, which is like a bit of different additions to the effect. So poison doesn't go off till the end of the fight as well. The other 2, stun and flatten, which is the one where it turns into the pixel image. Those are the timed ones. The stun was like used to be the best status effect in this game, but because Vice added the freeze, now freeze is the best one. And before the patch, Ice Needle had stun, so stun got replaced by freeze, so it worked out perfectly for the route. I got first try freeze. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Is this gonna be it? This might be it. Hold up. One more hit. Time. That's world record. Let's go. We did it, PAX 2025. That's awesome. Like, I was so, I did like quite a bit of grinding, like about 2 or 3 weeks of grinding before the marathon, and I was going for the sub 51. So just happening here, that's so good. Those fights were really good. I don't think I had like any significantly bad fights. Metal Greymon maybe even a little bit, but that's still like way better than some of the other ones I've seen over the last few weeks. So that's super cool. Didn't actually expect to do that, but I'll take it. Cool. Yeah, that's so yeah, just to close off, that is Digimon World Vice. Again, this is like just a quality of life improvement hack for Digimon World for the original PlayStation. I highly recommend if you're ever going to come back to this game, say you played it in your childhood or anything like that, and you want to revisit the game, try the ROM hack. It is really good. It can be customized however you'd like to play it. If you want, like, also to, you played this the original version recently and you've beaten it and you want to go for a more difficult option, the difficulty options for this patch are also really good and add so much new stuff to the main story. So highly recommend giving it a go. But that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching.
Let's give it up one more time for that world record run of Digimon World Vice by Raikou.